take a hot second. We have this set up, so people are going to start to join. Um, Looks like the teams are still filling out at the moment. I'm going to grab a drink, so I am ready to go. Hey. All right, it looks like the arena is filling out. Um, we have 6 players on each side. And the first period has started here. Um, so this game has huge playoff implications. I went through the standings. Lizards, with their most recent loss, um, almost needs this game to stay relevant in the race for the playoffs. If they are not able to come away with a win here, they're going to need help. Their chance of making the playoffs will be out of their hands at that point. Bacon already getting in on the defense there. Really good save by. Oh yeah, so we have Nax and APOC with a great chance on Craze Penguin. Um, Looks like this is going to be a typical Lizards game. We're going to see a lot of shots on goal, probably a lot of goals. We do have some pretty good goalies here. I think Craze Penguin has had a fantastic season so far. Um, I think that he is Oski worthy this season, at least for the honor of being nominated for the award. So we do have Nax in net. Ghislaine is in spec at the moment. That is a change up for the Banditos, who are running a double spider, um, possibly predicting that they're going to need a lot of help on defense. Lizard Strikirs are huge on the cherry pick. They have fast transition. They always have a lead man. Bob with space here, looking to fake to Jowrix. Almost went high. Ran out of time. Big E with a huge check there. Big E has the puck here in the offensive zone. Ends up getting checked off by Bacon. Jowrix working with Creature and Bob. So this is going to be a rare lineup where we don't see Alastria. David Seaman with room finds APOC, nails in the first goal of the game. Beautiful heads up pass by David Seaman, finding APOC, who's having an amazing season. Um, has been consistent the entire season, and it is definitely producing um, here late in this run into for the playoffs. Second, guys, I'm just loading up my my bong list here. I think I'm gonna try to play Big E since he is in the game. Artos with the ball, looking for Raka, misses him. Bacon's able to find it. Raka recovers. Seeing some room here from Raka. I would say that I think Raka gets better. Definitely with the amount of playtime that he's been receiving. Um, the last two. Ooh, Bacon. Fantastic pass right to Creature. Ends up getting checked right before he can release the ball. Raka still goes in all alone a little bit too often for my liking. I think he has a great shot. I think he has great instincts with the ball. I just wish that he would use his teammates a little bit more often. I think he would be more successful, and I think his teams would be more successful playing with him. So here we are with Jarix in the offensive zone, working with Botman. Um, Azaline gets checked from behind by David Seam, and Big E follows up with a double check. Unfortunately, David Seaman gets checked by the level one with Jowerix. Nobody to pass to, but they're able to recover that there in the center ice. Bacon working the ball to Bop. Jowerix to Bop. Finds Creature, gets checked behind by Artos. The Spiders are doing a really good job of gumming up the offensive chances for Lizard Strikers. Ooh, APOC. Really good chance there. Almost hit Raka. They're slowing everything down, but this is what they do. They can slip behind. They're always looking to do that. They're always looking to slip behind the defense. You know, and I think as a Spider defender, like you feel you have a lot of regrets when you realize a Jav snuck behind your defensive line. Arthos finds Raka, can't get it to APOC. Bop recovers, finds Bacon, gets under Big E, has room here. Fantastic shot. Just a beautiful one-on-one play there to beat Big E. Gets Nax to bite just enough bottom that he's able to take it up high. All right, guys. I think we have a miscommunication on the music. It's okay. We had a little Bob Barker mixed with Epic Sax there. APOC with the ball here. I would say so far that Lizard Strikers have had the better of the offensive chances. Banditos have definitely had a decent amount of puck possession in the offensive zone, but not their movement isn't as good. That's the one thing uh, that the Lizard Strikers have. They have fantastic chemistry. After playing they've been playing together for a while now, and they've put in a lot of games with the same core, which is really nice to see. Bacon with room here with Botman has some space. Bacon was looking to go high on the weak side, um, but Nax stood up, made a fantastic save there. Raka came in on the other end on Crazy Penguin, who also got stopped. Lizard Strikers with the ball here um, at center ice. Jarks finds Creature. Has room on the top side, ends up hitting the post.
That caught the pipe.
Bob working with Bacon. Bob able to get through Artos, gets the ball back to Jarix. David Seaman's right there to make the stop, though. Yeah, Lizard's ball movement definitely looks. They look on point tonight. We'll see if that if they can convert that into points. Ooh, Raka was spaced here. I think he might have had a shot low, but Crazy Penguin covered it up pretty quickly. We'll see if Lizard Strikers can convert on these offensive chances. It looks like they're clicking really well. We'll see if they can get through. They have with Banditos having two spiders, Artos, who is a defensively minded javelin, and APOC, who is a solid two-way player.
And he scores! How in the world did that go in?
We're looking at a lag goal here by Raka. Arcadian drops the ball. Play picks back up. Jarvis looking for Bacon there. David Seaman's all over it. Yeah, as I was saying, they have a very defensive minded lineup. I think it's a fairly defensive minded team. Um, I think it's a team that is geared well to stop what Lizard Strikers tries to do. So we'll see if Lizard Strikers is able to convert on more of these chances. Rack with room at the top side um, is able to get through Bob, but the Racket does come back and was able to get the check on him. Bobman with the ball here goes for an ass pass. Racket's trailing, was able to pick it up and passes it to Creature. Jarix with the ball, looking for Creature here. Tosses it at the bottom side of the net and axes all over. And now we have Raka one-on-one against Bobman. Gets behind him. Crazy Payman playing his angles pretty well there, though. David Seaman with another fantastic defensive play. Nax picks up the ball, gets it right back to him. That is the Discord curse. He immediately turns the ball over as soon as I compliment him. I think David has been. I think he's been fantastic over the last 2 or 3 games for Banditos. I think he's been like very solid defensively, um, and you can tell like how much better his team plays when he's out there. Bacon with the ball finds Jarix looking for the top post. It goes just wide. Artos taking a hit. David Seaman with the ball looks for Raka, gets checked off by the javelin though. Jarix is able to get the ball, looking for Creature. Looks like they're just tossing it back and forth at this moment. We do have 50 seconds left in the first period. So we're looking at enough time for two chances, really. Artos finds Raka. He gets killed. Artos is able to pick up the ball. Finds David Seaman trailing. Going to take time. Going to milk this clock a little bit. See if they can get a better offensive chance. Raka goes through, gets it to Artos, turning into a little bit of a scrum here. Not able to stretch their offense out. They got a little bunched up. Jowrick's with the ball, working on the entire team. Had Bacon there for an option bottom and decides to go top, and Nex makes the huge save. 1 second left in the period. So after one period of play, I'd say that Lizird Strikirs had the upper hand in the game, but we're going into the second period tied. I like what I'm seeing from both teams. I think they're both playing fantastically well. I think the goalies are on top of their play at the moment. I think this is going to be a really good game, and I'm really excited to see how it plays out. All right, the Bee Gees are winding down. We're going to be starting the second period. I believe Arcadian is checking for AFKs at the moment. Maybe peeing. All right, Arcadian is in the game. He's dropping the puck. We're going to be starting the second period in a second now. So we're seeing Azaline being dropped from Lizird Strikirs with Alastria coming in. Ghislaine is coming in at Leviathan. And we also have 7-year itch. We dropped APAC. And I believe we dropped APAC and Artos for the Banditos. Rack with room here. We'll see if he can, if he's possibly, he can possibly get the reset happening. Finds David Seaman. Really nice job giving him an option there. 7-year itch is definitely a much more offensively minded javelin compared to Artos. We also have Mean Gene in, and dropped Big E. So this is by far a much more offensively minded second period lineup for the Banditos. We'll see if that helps them or hurts them. Because Lizard Strikers will generally play the same way regardless of personnel. Ooh, 7-year itch with a nice check on Alastria. His angle was so low that he couldn't get anything off. Gene with a good check. And he gets through Botman. Finds Raka. With a space. Shoots high.
He scores! He picked his spot and he hit it.
Yeah, that play completely created by Mean Gene there in the midfield. They given an opportunity. Raka with a really nice finish. Beats Craze Penguin top side. Turnovers like that are what can really kill any kind of defensive setup that you have. Especially with that the Leviathan, who's not going to be able, doesn't have the speed to really be able to recover. Bob with room finds Nax wandering up there. Not able to convert though. Nax does recover. Just Lane comes in, gets the check from behind. Looked a little scary there for a second. Mean Gene with another huge play. Getting a little too aggressive with those ball kills, but I like the aggression. Raka with space, has room, has teammates, decides to go for the ball kill. Raka does pick up the ball, finds 7-year itch. Looking top side.
Just a bit outside.
Does miss the top side of the net. But I'm really liking the aggression from this lineup from Banditos. We're seeing the offensive pressure that I was expecting from the ship set and the players that they put in. Kind of feels like Lizards are on the back foot here. Having trouble moving the ball in the offensive zone. Rack is able to get the check. Mean Gene, quick transition up to David Seaman at the blue line of Lizard Strikirs. David Seaman with the ball, looking for Raka. Had options low. Looked like he was pretty. His mind was pretty set on getting it to Raka there, but the defense was there to get the stop. Another really quick turnover for Lizard Strikers in the offensive zone, and Banditos is back with the ball. David Seaman working with 7-year itch on the bottom side. Working, get Alastri out of position. 7-year itch is in. Slides up. Really sly play by David Seaman there. So what we're looking at on the ref frequency right now is 7-year itch was going north along the crease, and at the outermost point of the crease is let me think about how to explain this. So like the crease sticks out the most through the center, and then it retreats as you go up. So 7-year itch was passing through the crease as he was moving up, and then shoots the ball when he leaves that top corner of the crease. That's why we just wanted to take a look, make sure he actually got out before he released the ball, which he did. And that is going to be the third goal for Banditos. And they have a 2-goal lead right now here in the second period. This lineup is really, really working for them. Bacon with room to Creature. Ghislaine is all over Creature. Lizard Strikirs just does not have a lot of room to work with right now. Seven-year itch with the ball, looking for Mean Gene. Not able to find him. Raka there with a really good recover. Ghislaine does miss Raka. Yeah, their recovery, they are just all over the ball right now. Raka gets checked out of the play, so they have a little bit of room here. They're working 5-on-4. Raka does get back. Bop with room, trying to go top side. The defense follows him. Ooh, that is vintage. We will have to see if he was killed inside the crease, which he was. It's a fantastic try by Lizard Strikirs, but unfortunately,
But she caught me on the counter. Wasn't me. Saw me banging on the sofa. Wasn't me. I even had her in the shower. Wasn't me. She even caught me on camera. Wasn't me. She saw the marks on my shoulder. Wasn't me. Heard the words that I told her. Wasn't me.
unfortunately, that goal is going to be called back, and it's going to be a penalty on Jarix for killing the goalie inside the crease. I like the aggression. I like the play, but he was clearly in. I don't feel like that was a very heads-up play by him. So they are going to be down a man here for 2 minutes. So Jarix is in the box. Banditos has been looking really good on offense, and now they're going to have a little bit more room to work with. Lizard Strikirs is a little bit notorious for being able to convert shorthanded. Azaleen, right there. Literally, as soon as I get the words out of my mouth. We see Bacon working with Azaleen there. Fantastic chemistry. Taking the shot for Bacon as he receives the ball. Getting the ball back to Azaleen. Getting the ball back to Bacon, and Bacon getting it to Azaleen and beats him high. I don't know what it is about being shorthanded, but Lizard Strikirs are just fantastic whenever they're down a player. Seven-year itch working in on offense there. Tries to go for a ball kill against 2 players. Feel like not necessarily utilizing the fact that they are up a man. Mean Gene makes another huge check there though. Gets the ball to David Seaman. Back to 7-year itch, looking for Raka. Really didn't have the momentum to be able to do anything with that ball, so it's probably better off the way that it went. 7-year itch does get it to Raka with moves. Gene gets it back. 7-year itch takes it back center. With room, David the 7. 7 picks the ball back up. Lizard's just rotating on defense really well there. Now they have a 2-on-1 forming here. Bacon looking to get it to Creature the entire time, never opened up for him. But they do still have numbers back. David Seaman working with the ball, not getting a lot of room. Team really isn't cutting for him to create opportunities. Ooh, Bacon with space. He was going to beat his lane there, but Raka checks him from behind. We have a 3-on-3 here. Raka with 7. You're it. 7 takes it bottom side.
That caught the pipe.
7 Your Itch hits the post. Fantastic chance for them on the power play. Jowrix is now out. Makes a great pass to keep that play alive. Ends up with an offensive chance for Botman. We have a scrum developing on the bottom side here. 7 Your Itch is able to work his way out though. Finds it, gets it to Mean Gene. Goes through Creature. Mean Gene with space to Raka. Crazed Penguin all over that. Fantastic save by him. Raka easily could have tried to go top corner there. David working with the ball. Gets it through Mean Gene. Mean Gene looking for David. Not able to get it through Bob, though. Good defensive play by him. Lizard Strikirs was moving with numbers into the offensive zone, but they missed an easy pass. It looked like Azaleen might have hit the brakes a little bit there. Bumping the ball here, going into the offensive zone. Looking for a streaking Bacon. Ends up getting checked off of the ball. David working with Raka, looking to get it to 7. Gene's there too. Was looking to slap top. Decides to look him off. Go for the reset. Raka with the steal. Unable to get it through Bacon though. Lizard Strikirs gets control of the ball. Nice stretch pass here to Bacon. Has Bop low. Ends up deciding to go with the fade there. But the angle wouldn't have allowed him to go to the bottom. So Nax read that really well. 7 Your Itch with a premature slap shot. Ends up shooting it into the corner. Lizard Strikirs has the ball again in the offensive zone. With that shorthanded goal, they've definitely woken up a little bit. Feels like their play is better. They're playing much better defensively. Also, Jiz Lane moving up on offense. Gene with more ball kills. Bob working with Creature finds Jowrix. It's a huge defensive wall working through there. Creature takes a shot, but you have a lot of very defensive-minded people working for Banditos. Creature's able to take the ball here. Gets it to Jowrix. Jowrix and Bacon working. They find space through the middle. Jowrix looked like the shot might have been a little high, but it was a really nice chance against Nax. Raka was spaced again. Whenever he gets that ball, he is cutting through that last defender really effectively. Bacon looking to go through the veteran javelin, but he gets checked. Looks like Banditos are going to be able to maintain control, but the turnover to Bob. Jowrix has room, decides to go for the ass pass instead of taking the shot. Unbelievable. 30 seconds left in the period here. Looking at 20 seconds, Lizard Strikers had control in the offensive zone, but they end up throwing the ball away. Bob tries something cheeky to try to keep the play alive, but it's Banditos going into the offensive zone. Raka gets checked off the ball by Bacon, has 2-1. Not even able to get the slap to the net. So we see a period where Banditos came out incredibly hot. They were able to score 2 goals, go up to a 3-1 lead. Jarix takes a goalie killed penalty. Lizard Striker scores shorthanded to get one back. So we're going to be going into the third period. Banditos up 3-2. I want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight to listen to this game. We're going to be continuing with these broadcasts for every game that I can make it, and definitely into the playoffs. In the playoffs is when we're going to have more opportunities to have post-game interviews, sometimes pre-game interviews. Most people don't like to do them. They don't like to come on Discord and chat when they're like mentally preparing for the game. But we'll probably be doing some pregame stuff. I know Biggie has had set up some functions, some cool stuff where we could like show little replays and do kinds of cool stuff before the game starts, and do a little pre-recorded pregame before the games start. I'm going to be trying to do as many of those as I can once the playoffs start, to cover everything that's happening, all the storylines that I know of. All right, we are going into the third period. Banditos up. Creature with a fantastic chance there. Bobman's not able to get the ball to him, though. That slapper was going top corner for sure. Jarix checking APOC from behind. Creature working with Bob. Gets killed off the ball by Artos. Fantastic defensive play by him. I don't think he was going to miss that one if he caught it. I'm liking the look from Lizard Strikers starting off in this period. So Banditos does opt for a double jav Terrier, Leviathan, and a Weasel. They've dropped both spiders. Going with the heaviest hitting lineup they could possibly put together, and adding that Weasel in on top of it. Bandito's not a big fan of running 2 level 1 ships, apparently. And we're looking like we're going back to the first period lineup for Lizard Strikers with Botman and Asling. Ooh, Bacon with space. Looking to go fade against Nax. Bop ends up getting the ball, errantly throws the ball into the corner. Kind Kind of looked like Nax was still going to be able to be all over that, though. Big check by Artos at center ice. This could develop. Oh, missed pass there. It looked like those jabs could have gone to work on that lineup there. Jarix and Bacon working in the corner. Looking for the reset. Gets the ball to Azaline. Creatures working with Bop to Jarix to Creature. Nice ball rotation there. They're slowly moving into the offensive zone. Jarix looking to sneak one through. 7-year itch gets the steal. Apple with the ball here. He's going to have to try to get back to his team. 7-year itch ends up picking up the ball, though. Artos to Abvol. Gets through Creature on the lunge. They're going to have some numbers here without the jab. Azaline stands them up, though. Makes a big check on Abvol. Azaline working with Bacon. Gets past APOC. Nax is covering his angles well, though. There was nothing there for him. Now, got a 2-on-1 forming. 7-year itch and APOC. Telegraphs the pass to APOC. Christ Penguin is all over it. They still have the ball. Artos with Broom. What a fantastic save by Crazed Penguin. Lizard Strikirs has the ball back in the offensive zone. Creature looking to go ball kill. It's getting a little aggressive with those ball kills now. 7-year itch working with the ball, thinking he could tank those level 1s forever. They do eventually take them down. Bacon worked with Jarix, does find Creature. They're knifing through the defense there. Gets past Ghislaine. But Nax was there to actually kill Bacon. Avil working with APOC. He has space. Looking to work. I think it's looking to work the ball on a cut there. That was coming bottom to top, but wasn't able to connect and ended up inside of the net. Apple here working high. A little bit of a lag pass there. I don't know if that goal would have been clean if Abok was able to put it away. Azaline working with Bacon. It's a 2-on-1. Azaline with space. Looks to go bottom. Whoa! We have a stop in play here. So that was going to be a Lizard Striker's goal. The play gets called dead. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm a little confused here myself. So it looks like our Arcadian called a delayed penalty because of a goalie hit on APOC. The ball did change possession, which caused the play to stop, which unfortunately was right before Lizard Strikers was able to score there on that chance or take that shot. That was pretty much just a scoring opportunity. So they are going to be Lizard Strikers are going to be on the power play here. You're going to see these veterans on the Banditos side try to use up as much of this time as possible to try to kill this penalty with 6 minutes left in the period. Creature working the ball up to Botman. APOC being in the penalty box is really going to hurt their defense. They did go with a really big lineup here, though. So they have 2 jabs plus David Seaman plus a Leviathan now. So we are looking at an incredibly big lineup for Banditos. Which also means they're going to be slow. So, I mean, if Lizard Strikers is able to work them out of position, they're not going to be able to recover very well. Bob here with space, fakes to Bacon, tries to get the ball to Creature. David Seaman with a fantastic steal there. Ends up getting the ball again. Yeah, this is more or less going to kill off this penalty. So now we're working with 5 minutes left here in the period. Banditos is able to kill off that penalty. So Lizard Strikers able to score a man down, but not able to score a man up. Azaline working the ball to Bacon. Has some space, doesn't have anybody high though. Makes it easy for Nax to cover those angles. Jarrick's working bottom. Finds Bop. He was looking for Bacon. Not able to get him the ball there though. Ooh. Really nice steal by Bop, but he misses Jarrick's. Unbelievable. Oh man, that was rough. Misses Jarrick's on the ensuing pass. They are able to get the ball back though here. Hazeline working with Bop. Yeah, Creature going into that defense and comes out, barely with his life. Bacon with space finds Creature. Creature shoots bottom. Incredible goal. Great puck movement there. Jarvis gets the ball high, takes it off the wall, catches the defense off guard. Bacon pulls the defense down vertically south there. Dumps the ball off the Creature. Bacon creating the room for him. And Creature doesn't miss. That's fantastic. So we're looking at a tie game here with 4 minutes left in the period. Banditos working with the ball. Looking to answer here. Try to retake that lead. Lizard Strikers look to be running hot. Bacon and Jowers aren't able to maintain control of the ball. Avolt's working with Raka. Azaline stands him up. Artos is able to recover. Avolt's right there, though. Avolt, the hero of the last game. For Banditos. Raka had a hat trick and then was not able to play in the ensuing overtime. Avolt subs in and slaps the ball home. Ooh, fantastic chance there for Artos. Wasn't able to beat Crazed Penguin, though. Pop is working with Jarvis to center ice. Looking to connect with Bacon. who snuck in behind the defense. That is the Lizard Striker special. Trying to get in behind the defense as much as possible. Jarrek's here. Finds creature. Looks to try to sneak it under the Leviathan procs. Gislaine retaining a little bit of that from his goalie time, I guess. Oh my god. That was an incredible pass by Abvold. It was just the superb vision. I don't think anybody in the arena saw that pass coming, including Raka, who was unable to get the release on it. So he ended up shooting before he got the ball. So he ended up with the ball delay. That's what insert is for, guys. You know, if you end up pre-shooting like that and you shoot a bullet, that's what insert's for. You can immediately hit insert and then dump that ball off. Craze Penguin here, looking to get the ball out. Rack is able to pick it up. Finds Artos. Working with APOC. Had Abel low. Abel was faced back upwards. Looking to make another pass there. I think he could have had a better chance at I think he would have had a better chance at threatening a shot. Almost a spawn there by Gislaine. Ended up being in play though. Raka working with Ample. And Artos. Artos gets checked off by Azaline. 40 seconds left here in the period. Bacon looking for Jarrek's bottom. Has all day to shoot that ball. Jarek slams it home. This started with an Azaline check at the blue line. Gets the ball up to Bacon, back to Azaline. Bacon gets past the Leviathan. Gets it down to Jarek and puts it home. I mean, that's the unfortunate part about Leviathan defense. You know, if they get caught off guard, there's a bad pass or a bad death. They are not able to get back into position. And Bacon is able to take full advantage of that. We have 30 seconds here. Banditos is down by a goal. They are working with the ball. Creature literally has his ship on top Raka on that play. He had no chance of doing anything with that ball. Banditos has 15 seconds here. Lizard Striker's backing off. Abvold trying to replay the heroics of the last game. Not able to sneak it in bottom side. And that's it. So we have Banditos winning. Or I'm sorry, Lizard Strikers winning. Keeping their playoff hopes alive. So this is going to make the whole playoff scenario thing a lot more complicated now. This was one game that possibly could have solidified which teams were going to make it into the playoffs. But it looks like it's going to go down to the wire. And we're probably looking at a lot of tiebreakers at this point. So I'm going to take a quick look at the standings here. So that is going to put Banditos and Lizard Strikers tied up at 6 and 7. Lizard Strikers beating Banditos tonight 4-3. Losing to them before at 4-5. So their tiebreaker is going to come down to I believe, don't quote me on this. I believe goals scored. I believe is the is the tie. So it goes points, wins, um, wins in head-to-head games, goal differential in head-to-head games, and then I believe the next one could possibly be either goals or goal differential between those two teams. Um, but the games coming up are going to be huge. Goth Milk does play Banditos in 4 days. They're going to be playing on Monday, and that's going to be another huge game for them. If they do drop that game, Banditos, who did have a huge win against Strikirs, um, could be possibly be out of the playoffs. Any one of these three teams could possibly be out of the playoffs. So this is going to be a tight race. It's going to come down to the last games of the season. Goth Milk does still have 3 games remaining. They actually have less losses than Lizird, Strikirs, and Banditos at this point. So they have the opportunity to overtake this playoff race. But we'll have to see how those games play out because they're going to be going up against 3 really good teams. They're going to be playing Banditos first, then they're going to have Execution, and then they're going to have Early Bird Special. So it's not going to be an easy road for Goth Milk to make it into the playoffs. But they definitely have a fantastic chance of overcoming the 2 teams that are above them in the standings right now. Oh, here it is. This is the oof. That was an incredible chance. I'm not sure. I saw people calling tank on that play with the apple pass to Raka. I didn't see a tank, but I wasn't really like looking that closely on the replay. But that was a fantastic chance for them to be able to win. To win that game, I mean, at least to go up by a goal with a few minutes left. But if you, I mean, and that's really what this game comes down to is like you can play really well. You can do a lot of really nice things. You can do fancy stuff on the ice, but if you don't finish, you don't win games. And that's really what the league comes down to. You have to be able to finish the plays that your team creates. And if you don't do that, you're probably going to lose because the other team, um, I mean, unless you're absolutely dominating them, they're going to have a very similar amount of chances as you do. And if you don't finish your chances, then you aren't going to win games, and you might end up missing the playoffs. So we'll see which of these 3 teams is able to take advantage of the few games that they all have left. It's still going to be a 3-team race with the Lizird Strikirs winning tonight. If they did lose, I would have said that they would have been pretty close to out of the playoffs. Not mathematically eliminated, but pretty damn close to not being able to make it in. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna take a chance here and see if I can get somebody in to do a post game interview. All right, we are gonna get the bop, the bop of men. In here for a post game interview. Going to talk to him about his play, his team's performance, How do you feel about their playoff chances at this point? Right. The request to add him to speak is live. All he has to do is hit that button. Hello? We seem to be having some technical difficulties here. Ah, um, well, Bob's getting
I was push to talk the whole time. My bad.
wow, dude.
How's it going, Rebel?
Good, good. That was a really fun game to watch.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know how he pulled off that comeback.
That's what you guys do. That's how you win games.
Yeah, but when they put in like all like heavy ships in the last period, I was a little scared.
Honestly, I mean, it was. I think it was a really incredible play. I don't even know if it was really that incredible, but just a really nice heads-up play by Jowrix. Working the ball off the boards, getting it back center there. Caught the whole Banditos team off guard, and I mean, when you go heavies, you don't have a lot of movement speed. You know, like you can't recover. So if you get caught off guard, or if you get caught flat-footed, and then that was the one thing that was like the one win condition that I saw for you guys in that third period.
Yeah, even that shot made me a little nervous because it was kind of like angled towards the goalie. I thought it was gonna like be lag or get saved. It was nerve wracking.
It was very close. Yeah, it was definitely a very, very close. Yeah, and then that fantastic play by Azaline late, the game winner. Azaline makes that huge play at your own blue line. And then Bacon is able to turn the corner on the Leviathan. And, and that's what happens when you go heavies, you know?
Yeah, and their jabs. So it's they against the double mid. They're kind of even slower because you could always jump on them as long as you don't get BK'd. Then you're good.
Right. And they had some opportunities there late in the third, just as you guys did, and they weren't able to capitalize on them.
Yeah, I got to thank Raka for not taking that shot.
Right? Yeah, he just.
I think it delayed him a little bit.
No, it did. Well, I mean, he delayed himself. Like he shot a bullet before he received the ball. Probably didn't have insert set up in a place where he's comfortable with, and that's just something that you have to get used to and learn.
Yeah, but also I got to shout out my goalie, Grace Penguin. Like even that shot, like a lot of goalies would have given up and let him take a breather and take another shot. But he got up there.
Yeah, I think Chris Penguin had a fantastic game.
Oh, definitely.
I think he's had a great season.
There are like 4 or 5 amazing saves that I don't think anybody else would have pulled off, or at least I wouldn't have pulled off if I was that nervous.
No, he was playing his angles really well. He looked cool. I mean, I don't know how he felt personally, but when he was playing, he looked cool. He looked really, really cool. He looked collected. They tried to get him with fades. They tried to get him with slappers, and the guy was all over everything. I think Grace Penguin has really impressed me this season.
Yeah, there's not really much you can do about a jab like BKing it down the goalie's throat. So like even the goals that were allowed were not very soft. They're very tough to defend.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, but Banditos kind of faltering in that game whenever they had control. You guys were able to take the win and stay in this playoff race. Like
Yeah,
I don't think you guys were going to be mathematically eliminated if you did lose. But at 8 losses, with the Goth Milk at 6 and Banditos at 7, would have made it a lot harder. But you guys have definitely put yourselves in a really good position here.
yeah. My team has been crunching the math, and they told me we just have to have Goth Milk not win out. That's about it.
Right. Well, I mean, if I don't know. So they crunched the math. What is the tiebreaker between you and Banditos at this point?
I don't know. You'd have to ask her last year.
Yeah. Like it's I'm not sure at this point because we're you guys have tied literally everything. You have tied goal differential,
I mean,
tied
I think
wins.
overtime losses should give us the tiebreaker. If I had to say, give an opinion, we've had so many close games. The entire season.
You want to go the NHL route
Yeah,
and throw a point in for the overtime loss?
yeah. I mean,
Um,
that contributed definitely to this game. We've been in so many close situations where we've lost in overtime. But this is not overtime, but it felt like one.
oh no, I definitely understand. Like you guys have been in a ton of close games and won in overtime too. Yeah, I mean you don't want to discount your overtime wins.
Yeah, you just remember the losses more.
Oh no, definitely. Yeah, but you guys have played a ton of close games. You see it in your goal differential. You're 6-7, 54 goals for, 60 goals against. So I mean everything's been super tight for you guys. The one thing that I did notice is that um, you did go away from the Leviathan defender in this game.
Yeah, I think there was some scouting that we did. I actually didn't read it before the game, but Creature has been scouting for the last week apparently, and he put up the game plan, and I think it worked.
I mean it eventually did work.
Honestly, I think it would have worked even more. I think in the first period, like there were a couple opportunities that we had where like Artos just makes a last second like check on the goal line where if we just like get the shot off, we're good. There were a couple of those. I think it shouldn't have been as close as it was.
Yeah, I mean that's Banditos is a really good defensive team. They have a lot of really good defensive minded players. I'm not sure if it necessarily shows in the full season stats, but they've definitely been getting progressively better as the season has gone along.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
nobody wants to get yelled at by David Seaman in the locker room.
yeah, well, yeah, but I mean they played double spider with a javelin in the first period against you guys. Um, they went that super big lineup in the third period. All of their forwards are defensive minded. APOC has roots in mid. Artos has roots in the midfield role. David Seaman is obviously a career defender midfielder. It's definitely a tough team to play against. You don't get a lot of room.
Yeah, but it was nice to see Creature scouted, and he kind of was telling us like, hey, like if they're just bunched up in the crease, just pull it out. And it turned out that they kind of followed us to the blue line sometimes, which gave us a couple chances.
Yeah, you guys were definitely able to take advantage of them. For sure. You're able to get some of those defenders out of position, which is what you have to do. I mean, you have to be able to move the ball around to be able to get them out of position to score goals. I mean, that's like the name of the game. You guys are able to do that, but I think like the really big strength of your team is in the stretch passes, is in using the shot power of your ships to get the ball forward to whoever it is at that point. Usually it's like Bacon or Jowrix or Creature.
Yeah,
But you guys do, I think, better than anybody. You stretch the ice really well.
yeah. I've always been a big run and gun kind of player myself. So like whenever I think one of the first goals was like a bounce pass off the wall, which I'm surprised that creature got. But like it's at this point we do it so often that we're kind of in sync.
Yeah, it's pretty gross, man. Because like even when I play against you guys in scrim, like the chemistry that you guys have together is it's fun. It's fun playing against you guys because I know how good your chemistry is and like how you're gonna connect passes, and it's fun to play against for sure.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch also.
Well, it's fun, especially in my position, because like I really just have to get one of these, jowl like bacon or creature the ball, and I know that they're going to find the net. They have a good nose for the net.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like I get a lot of like vibes from your team as far as like one of the big things that I always loved was watching the way that Doobie probably has the best nose for the net of any player I've ever seen. And a lot of the players on your team like kind of exemplify that a little, where they're always looking offensively. They're always looking to be threats. Um, and I think that's what makes you guys so effective on offense is you're always looking to create offensive chances. Like you're rarely, you know, like I saw a few times in that game where Banditos was they were almost looking to pass back before they had even received the ball. And which is understandable if that's like your plan. But if you're not an offensive scoring threat, when you're on offense, then you're limiting your chances. And that's like something that you guys don't do.
The past basically 3 seasons that I've been with Lizards, like our challenge has never been scoring. It's been like keeping the other team from scoring, and we've had some unstable goalie situations, and in general these guys have just been learning to be more responsible.
Right.
I think last year has done a great job just being a solid wall, and Jack is always like a good option. But yeah, I think we've been growing into that, and me and Nazarene were playing dual mid, and we're both kind of wild card players and we could score on offense, but like
Right.
we really have to like watch each other and be responsible and cover for each other. And I think we did a pretty good job, especially against Raka, who's known to cherry pick, and you don't want him to get an open look.
No, you don't. You really don't. He's super effective at beating the last defender.
I don't remember landing a clean check on him today. Like it's pretty impressive. I don't know how much of it is lag, but
I mean, he has. Yeah, I mean, he has a little bit of lag, but I don't want to say it's like to the point where like it's abusive or it's like you know what I mean.
It's not a quality level at all.
Yeah, it's not. It's not there at all. He definitely has it. But the guy definitely has talent, and I mean, he's able to make moves offensively. He's working on his game. And I know that he's been playing for a while, but I'm not sure if I mean, just like going through his career stats and from what I know about him and the relationships that other people have had with him, I'm not sure that he's been invested in.
Yeah, no, he's always been a pub warrior for sure, and he would play Spider, which limited his defense. I played with him a lot, so I'm really happy to see his progress this season.
Yeah. Whenever I first came back, I was on a beer league team with him, and like he was like obviously like he was a little raw, and he was just like trying stuff out, but he was learning, and I saw a lot of potential in him, and I really liked him, and I kind of took him under my wing as much as I could whenever I first came back, just to try to help him out as much as I could, and it's really nice to see him do well and get playtime and start for a playoff caliber team.
Yeah, Banditos would have probably done better if they played him more. I think I noticed. I thought he was going to be the stat leader on the team, but APOC was. But I just noticed he had very few like games played.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the story is about that, but I mean he was the star in that Creasers win. Or in the win against Creasers for
No,
sure.
and he destroyed us last time we played too. I thought he got a hat trick as well. So I definitely, if he would have played more, Banditos probably would have placed a little better.
Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah. I'm just taking a look right now. Let me see this. Yeah, he had a 4-point game against you guys. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens and like how this whole thing shakes up. Because I mean, any of the two teams that are remaining can make it in. So I don't think that there's any specific scenario. But the big one right now is the Banditos Goth Milk game that's coming up in 4 days.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would imagine if Banditos loses that, they go up to 8.
Hey, we have to play Admirals, and Lizards got eliminated from the playoffs last year by Admirals after beating the number 1 seed.
Yeah, you can't sleep on them, man. You
Yeah.
cannot sleep on them. We Goth Milk just played Admirals. We were cruising to a comfortable win against them, and it literally came down to the wire. They almost scored at the end of the game to force overtime. I think we were up by 3 goals at one point. You know, you cannot sleep on that team. That Admirals team is solid.
And it's tough because I really want to. And on Saturday afternoon, I really want to sleep, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah, you also want to it's a Saturday afternoon game. You know, that's normally when, if we're doing something in hockey's on Saturday afternoon, it's like for fun or whatever. But not against Admirals, man. Those guys are coming at you fucking hard. Matt Jack scored 5 or 6 goals in his last game. He's fucking disgusting, man.
I need to watch some replay for Mad Jack. I don't know how he plays really, other than if he fades or shoots. But I gotta.
I would watch him. I would watch him a little bit. He was incredibly dangerous in our game against him. I watched him in a beer league game against Cherry Pick. They almost fucking mercied them. It was the Pirates, the Euros, almost fucking mercied Cherry Pick. Who's a really good team. Cherry Pick's a really good fucking beer league team, man. Sometimes those guys come out fucking hard. You don't know what you're gonna get out of Admirals. And I had a long talk with Moby about it, and they don't really know what they're gonna get out of each of their players because they don't have the opportunity to scrimmage very often. So they just sort of show up and play, and sometimes they just fucking click. Sometimes
have they won a game this season?
What's that?
Have they won a game this season?
They have won.
Okay.
If I had to guess, I'd say it's Breakaway.
Yeah, although Breakaway been looking good.
Yeah, they beat Breakaway.
It's your old team.
Early in the season, they beat Breakaway. Who honestly, man, if the game was, if the season was 5 or 6 games longer, Breakaway is definitely challenging.
Yeah, I kind of wish it was. Now is when everybody's in top form, and now half the people are going to stop playing.
We'll see. I haven't noticed a drop in the population. I think everybody's getting hyped up. I think we're getting a little bit of an influx from the Pro League players. We already had a decent influx into the Beer League last season, and I think we're seeing even more people. I've seen some Trenchworth people showing up that I hadn't seen before. I'm looking right now, Grunster's starting to show up. That guy's...
So it's likely that one of us is going to be playing Execution in the playoffs, first round, right?
Yeah. We're all fighting each other for the honor of playing possibly one of the best teams.
I know you like to analyze some players. I know you have a soul read on me. What do you think is a good strategy against them?
Against Execution?
Yeah.
Literally take away all of their space.
They have 5 players who are threats, though.
I know. They're I think
what my strategy is is let Rage get the ball. Like I could
Right.
read Rage. I can't read. I could read like Blue Goku, but I just can't stop him with his killing.
Yeah, but that's not how they play though. I mean, Rage. The thing is, the big thing is that like you just have to approach them in an intelligent way. I don't know if there's necessarily a game plan. There are probably some things that you could possibly do to work on them, but I think the biggest danger of that team is the fact that you have um, you've constructed a team of probably some of the highest hockey zone IQ people that are playing the game right now. And if you have a successful period, it doesn't mean you're going to have another successful period. And even if something works in one period, it doesn't mean it's going to work in the next period. And if you adjust to something that happened in the first period, it doesn't mean that they're going to be doing that in the second. I think they're all very, very smart players. And I think they adjust very well to any kind of game plan that you're going to try to do. Maybe you can catch them off guard. But I think over the course of a 36-minute game, they're going to figure out what you're doing to them. And I think that like the big thing is you just have to be able to take their space away, take their time and space away, and cover them really, really well.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is going to be defensive execution and making sure we don't get stuck in our zone. We lost a couple of games because we just like turned over the ball deep in our zone for no reason. We were just like the first period rust. So we make sure not to do that.
That's a really big thing for you guys. It's not even necessarily first period rust, but it is the beginning of period. You guys are not good in the first couple minutes of a period. You guys don't always come out super strong.
That tends to happen when you're very reliant on chemistry, because you're expecting to be able to execute like the play you have in mind, and then you can't execute it because you're rusty.
Right.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll be able to come through. I think like the one game we took against them, like we were on a top form and they were kind of not looking hot, and it was still a close game. So it's definitely going to be challenging. But I love being the underdog. I would much prefer being the underdog than being the number one team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm
every time I've won a Blackie, it's been as an underdog. So I'm going to keep it that way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just that, like, I understand both sides of it. I love being the underdog, too. I think it's really fun. I also think playing with a lot of really good players that you have a ton of chemistry with and just have fun is also a lot of fun, too. And I don't know if those execution guys are having fun when they're playing. I'm not sure.
Well, it's very simple. You just have to beat them once, and they won't be having any fun, and then they will turn against each other. That is how you rage 100% of the time.
I don't know if they're necessarily going to turn against each other.
Maybe.
For sure. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like they're a pretty professional bunch. I don't know if they're necessarily having fun. I think they want to dominate you. I think they want to dominate the league.
Well, I've been there. As the number one team, you feel like you should not only be winning, but you should be dominating.
Right.
And if you don't get that, then you start feeling pressure.
Yeah, definitely. I think any of the teams has a chance against execution over the course of a playoffs. You just have to play them right, and you have to execute. Like you have to be able to execute, and you have to be able to motivate your team too.
I need to be able to not miss open nets when I steal an outlet pass. That's what I need to be able to do. I think I missed a couple today that were just like wide open, and I need to definitely improve.
Yeah,
but for me, it's all about practice. If I can get a couple scrims in before, then I'm good. If not, I'm just pub level.
Right. My big deal is that like playing on Goth Milk, I don't really get to play that kind of style in pub or scrim. And I don't really get to scrim with those guys very much. So like every game I go in, I'm like, okay, I got to adjust. Like I need to change my mental.
Yeah, and throw makes very specific cuts that are meant to beat the defender. So if you don't read it on time, then it's hard to get the ball to him where he's very open.
Yeah. Or he's looking for something very specific from his teammates too.
Yeah,
And if you're used to
he's used
playing,
to playing with Big Papa.
yeah, which is, and I mean, like Londorf, has, as far as I know, hasn't played since the finals. Started playing the last few days. Like the guy is still like, you can tell the difference when that guy is in. Like
Oh,
it's disgusting. It's ridiculous how much he changes how a team plays and performs.
I actually don't mind playing against him because he slows down the game, so he doesn't get a lot of garbage goals. So you just kind of have to it's a mental duel, and if you could execute, then defenses kind of have an advantage sometimes in those scenarios, and then you could just surprise it with a counterattack. And I like counterattack, so it sometimes works out. But yeah, it's really tough when he's executing and somebody in your team is like blowing an assignment, and that's when it just becomes like a mercy when you're trying to depend on each other and then someone can't.
Well, yeah, but so like in a normal scrim game, if somebody blows a coverage, you could beat some of the time, but maybe you could still be competitive in the game. But against Londorf, if somebody's consistently, fucking up their coverage, like you just lose 5-0. Like
Yeah, exactly.
you know what I mean? Like it's still like it's still rough. Like guy's good. He's fun playing against. But there are a lot of good players in the league. Londorf isn't in this season. And I'm really excited to see how these playoffs shape up, and who gets in. And I'm excited to play in them. I'm excited to watch them, and I'm excited to talk about them. So we're going to continue the commentary.
Yeah, thanks for doing all these commentaries. It's been
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's so much fun for me, and I'm glad that we have some people that appreciate it.
yeah, and everybody who's listening, come and join the Discord at late night, midnight scrim. Everybody's on Discord.
Yeah,
and
late night. Yeah, late night scrim Discord is also super super fun. We usually get Bob, Jowrix, Di, Dros, um, Stephanie, and Warwick. Or I keep calling him Warwick.
I call him Warwick too.
Dude, I played too much League of Legends.
And it's a werewolf, which is Warwick.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. That's why I've been calling WW has been Warwick for me for forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the late night scrim Discord is always fun. We just fuck around and try to have fun. Also, instead of like in lieu of commentary for the SummerSlam, which is going to be coming up at the end of this month, into the beginning of September. I think we're just going to be trying to encourage people to come on Discord, come into a public chat, and just talk to each other, trash talk, have fun in the public in a public Discord for those SummerSlam games, because they're all going to be. It's
So
going to be like
is SummerSlam going to be kind of try hard, or is it kind of beer league?
SummerSlam.
Yeah. What do you think?
It really depends. I mean, I'm going to go hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'm probably not going to be voice chatting during the game, but.
Well, I mean, I'm going to play hard, obviously. Like but like I think it could be fun for some people to get involved with the voice chat and stuff like that. But it's not serious, you know. We'll see how it goes. Like I don't imagine commentary for it. But I would like to get some Discord action, have some people communicate with each other and just kind of have fun. Even if it's just people mute themselves during the game if they want to.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah. Like I don't want it to be. I just don't want it to be this kind of system where it's set up in a way where there are speakers and there are listeners, and somebody doesn't necessarily want to be like go through the whole process of like I want to be a speaker and then I get voted and somebody has to accept it and all of that if they just want to say like something.
Yeah,
Like it's I feel like it's it's a little gatekeeping ish. The system that we have set up right now, I understand that it works and it's nice, but I mean, if somebody just wants to pop in and say something real quick, I think we could try to do something a little bit different for the SummerSlam games compared to what we're doing for the RSHL games.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
But I mean, that's just my idea. We'll see how it goes. But that's
Thank you for asking me to interview. But we got
absolutely, dude. This was fun. It's that this was fun. I had a really really good time talking to you. I am in the scrim, so I am going to be shutting the whole broadcast thing down. I am going to hop on general chat if anybody wants to join. But thanks to everybody for listening. Thanks to Bob for coming on and contributing to the post game. And let me double check. Hopefully my team doesn't get too fucking mad at me. Lizards at Admirals. We'll see. I might do that Lizards at Admirals game on the 28th.
You'll wake up early for us. Thanks.
I think I'll wake up early. I wake up like 12 hours before that game. We'll see. I would like to do commentary for that Lizards at Admirals game. It's going to be Saturday at 5. And then the next big one is going to be Creases at Execution. Possibly a finals level matchup. That's going to be Sunday at 10 p.m., which I will definitely be there for. And then don't forget that we have the Goth Milk at Banditos. That's going to be Monday the 30th at 10 p.m. So thanks to everybody. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, and I'll see you guys next time.